Hello and welcome to a new series that I'll be starting on this channel called GTA Myths. Now this will be spread across GTA 4, 5 and San Andreas. Now this first myth is a ghost on Mount Gordo of the deceased wife of Jock Cranley called Jolene Cranley Evans. Now a lot of people have heard about this. The majority of players of GTA have heard about this. Now the thing about this ghost is you see it at the top of a mountain at 11 PM to midnight in game. It's most commonly referred to as being in story mode, but you can see it online as well if you want to. But there is one part of the Easter egg, the myth, I'll refer to it as it is a myth, it's not an Easter egg, that you can hear screams at the bottom of Mount Gordo, and that isn't in online. That is only in story mode, so I will be doing this myth in story mode, and only this myth in story mode. So the weird thing about this is, the thing that I have solved apparently, is that it's a real thing. It's based on a real story. People have solved that Jock Cranley pushed Jolene off the cliff. Yeah, I believe that is true. However, I've never seen on YouTube anyone describe the real story that it's based off. So that's what I'm going to be doing today, but I'll get into that later. But I will introduce it. It's about a girl who was unnamed, unidentified, who was pushed off a cliff in the early 1920s, off a cliff called GORDO Mountain in Pennsylvania. Obviously, GORDO Mountain is obviously Mount Gordo in GTA. But why did they put this in the game? We're going to try and find out. So, what I think about this Easter egg is that, or myth, sorry, is that it's really weird, and I don't know why they would put this in the game, considering it is based off a real murder event, and the similarities are uncanny. The mountain looks the same as the murder scene, but I'll get into the real story later. Like I said, I'm getting carried away. So what we're gonna do is first off go and see if these screams are real. So I'll meet you in the world of story mode of GTA. Okay, so I'm back. This is me in GTA. I was trying to get to the mountain in time at 11 o'clock, but I wasn't trying to get to see the ghost, because I read something that you can hear screams at the bottom of the mountain at a camp. Now I wanted to see if this was true, so I obviously went to the mountain to find out if it was. Now here you can just see me turning off the hit HUD and everything, so you get a clearer view of what's going down. But basically, when I get to the camp, something really creepy happens. As you know in GTA, if you zoom in on a faraway object with a sniper rifle, you can hear that object as if it was right next to you. Now, I've never seen a reason for this in the game, but the thing is, they actually used a play on that, and if you zoom in on the ghost with your sniper rifle, you can hear what seems to be her whispering right in your ear. It's really weird. I was with headphones. I do recommend using headphones for this. But yeah, basically you can hear her whispering in your left ear and screaming in your right ear. It's really weird. So as you can see, we see the ghost appear on the mountain in a second here. Playing as Trevor. Decided to do it in story mode because for no interruptions, and I think the screams only appear in story mode. As you can see at the top of that mountain, before I was rudely interrupted, we could see a light on top of the mountain, which is the ghost. I'm going to show up now so you can hear the screams.
Shit!
Now that's all I have for this night in the game. But as you can see in a second, I do go back a second night because I feel there was more to it, because I did get there quite late. The ghost was already there when I got there, so yeah,
Good Lord above.
I left and I came back the next night. And boom, there she is. So once again, I zoom in on her with the sniper rifle, and there are more screams this time in different whispers. I'll let you listen. Okay, so here we are at the top of Mount Gordo a few nights later. Now, I wanted to see it up close, and I was looking on the wiki, and even on the wiki it says, Jock pushed Jolene over the edge of the cliffs and she fell to her death. Now the cliff that you can see her on is overlooking El Gordo Lighthouse, and she appears at 11 PM as you just saw. When the player approaches it, it disappears, although can be seen through a sniper rifle scope, which is what I tried here. I zoomed in on it with the sniper, and I steadily started walking towards her. As you can see, there are leaves rotating around her, which it does say on the wiki. It also says she has a petrified open mouth look on her face, as you can see. The only movement the spirit makes is a very slight bobbing in a circular motion. Moans can occasionally be heard from her. On the rock that the ghost floats over, the name Jock is written with blood, accusing her husband of murder. Now this is the Easter egg part of the myth. I will delve deeper into what Jock Cranley did in a second. Now, something it doesn't say is that even if you don't have a sniper, you can still see her very close. Now, all you have to do is take out your phone and take a picture. As you can see, this is the cliff she got thrown off. That down there is the camp I was at before, where you can hear the moans and screams. That rock was the one I was standing on. Now, as you can see here, I'll go on to Snapmatic. You can see her very clearly with Snapmatic. A very, very good quality ghost. They put a lot of detail into this. And as you can see, if you zoom in, there she is, all, what's a sexy woman, am I right? No. So, that doesn't look like leaves to me. It looks like just air. Now, as you can see, that's what the petrified look is. Bulging eyes, blood pouring out the eyes. The petrified open mouth look. Now there, the blood disappeared because it turned midnight. She's gone. She literally just vanishes at midnight. So, I decided to go on a website I got reference to, called www.whokilledleonorajohnson.com, and we'll go on that website right now. Hello, welcome back. Here we are again, and here's the website I was talking about. www. Sorry about that. whokilledleonorajohnson.com. Now, as you know, in the game you can collect pages, and it's all leading to Leonora Johnson's murder. Now, I still think it's a reference to Carl Johnson in San Andreas because his mother's dead. Maybe his mother was Leonora Johnson. I can't remember. Maybe I'm just sounding stupid right now. But there you go. whokilledleonorajohnson.com. Now, you may be wondering, but this is Jolene Cranley Evans. It's not her, as you can see there. That is Leonora Johnson. That is no way the ghost that we just saw. And you're correct, it isn't. That is Leonora Johnson. But if you go onto the main players, you can see an article called Another Vinewood Mystery, which says Blood on the Rocks. I'll give you a better look now. Blood on the Rocks. Did she fall? Was she pushed? Which is the mystery that they didn't know if Jock pushed her or if she actually fell. Now, here you can see that the husband was trying to clear up, which is obviously Jock Cranley. He was trying to cover up that he didn't do it, that she fell. Okay, so you can pause this if you want, but it basically says that Jock didn't kill her. That's all he's saying. It basically says in 1978, Jolene and her husband Jock had been experiencing troubles in their marriage. Jock wanted to leave Blaine County, which is Sandy Shores, the north part of Los Santos, the San Andreas map, to pursue a stuntman career. But Jolene wanted to stay, saying that she had to look after her parents and run their thriving guest house. Therefore, whilst out walking the cliffs overlooking El Gordo Lighthouse, Jock pushed Jolene over the edge of the cliffs as she fell to her death. The police arrested Jock on suspicion of murder, but he was released without charge after the police investigation concluded that Jolene's death was accidental. Now, this bit of the recording that you can see wasn't actually... I didn't mean to record this, but I did see something very, very weird. Now, I knew he was running for governor, but for some reason, I'd never seen what you're about to see now. I'd heard stuff on the radio when I first got the game because, you know, I used to listen to the radio on the game. Now I just listen to Spotify, but there. You can see a Jock Cranley billboard in Sandy Shores. That is the last billboard you'll see looking that way while going to Mount Gordo, which is the mountain where you see the ghost. I saw a website on there, www.jockcranley.com. Now, there's nothing on this website of interest. He never mentions it. He never talks about his wife's death. It's as if he doesn't want people to know it even happened. Now, this was kind of weird to me. Now, obviously, I've got some screenshots of the real event. Now, I'm not going to show the body that they had. It was burned. The body was a burned body. Weird, right? For being pushed off a cliff, it was burned. That's weird to me. Now, here's a screenshot of the actual place this young, unnamed woman was pushed off. This is Gordon Mountain. This is the place she was pushed off, at the top left of the screen right now. That is what Mount Gordo is based off. It looks very, very similar. Now here's where I'm going to get into the real life story. Now, this is going to be a lot of talking, but I will leave links in the description of where I found all this information, so you can go check that out if you want. So, the real life connection on the wiki says, this myth is believed to be related to another common story told within the Midwestern United States. In the tale, an unnamed girl was hiking with her friend on Mount Gordo, which is located in a county I'm not even going to try and name, Pennsylvania, with her boyfriend Mike murdered her. The story ends in different ways, from a pushing to a stabbing, but the death via pushing is where the connection to this GTA myth actually happens. Now, I decided to look up this thing, and it's real. It's not just a story. It's not a folktale. It actually happened. Now, I'm not gonna go into the story too much. However, there are videos of people trying to find this woman's ghost, which is obviously what they put in GTA. But here's a little backstory of the actual woman. On top of Gordon Mountain, a woman was murdered and left to die many years ago. The man who killed her had a distinguishing scar on his face. When you drive up there at night, your car stalls. She walks to the car and checks the windows for a man. She returns to her rock afterwards and continues to brush her hair as she is doing when you first get there. The car will then start. In February 2004, there was an update on this blog. It was discussed in a local newspaper about a decade ago that this was fiction, although the burned body in the paper from the actual murder was very real. Also, the mountain itself had been developed and lost some height for a new exit of I-81, as the submitter discovered travelling there 3 years ago to their amazement. A very lengthy drive in the middle of nowhere added to the mysteriousness of the story. There was/is a lake on the mountain, and the story claimed the woman would walk on the lake. Now, as I said, there are lakes of this in GTA, but I didn't add the clips of me discovering the lakes. I stayed there for a full 48 hours in-game, 24 hours on each lake. Nothing happened. I decided it wasn't even worth it to put the clips in, as nothing happened. Literally nothing happened at the lakes. So that bit they didn't add into GTA for some weird reason. Now, more on the story. The people wanted to find out if there was a ghost. This was way before GTA 5 was even planned. Now, here are some reports that I found, which are people who have claimed to have found what they were looking for. The first one reads, back in the mid to late 1920s, a young woman's body was found on the Gordon Mountain along a road that leads from Hextreville to Gordon. She was partially burned and unrecognizable. To this day, the case is unsolved. The woman's identity is unknown, as is her murderer. There are many stories of this ghostly woman wandering aimlessly through the mountain. The most popular is, on a full moon you're travelling along the old mountain road towards Gordon. A woman brushing her hair is sitting on a large stone along the road. Your car lights dim and the engine shuts off. She gets up and walks to the car and looks in all the windows searching for her murderer. Once she realises her murderer is not there, she disappears, the car will start up and you can drive away. Now obviously this is different to the story that we looked at earlier. Because earlier they said she just walks back to the rock, brushes her hair and you can just drive off. Obviously this one she disappears. People think it was a hoax. A man by the name of Jay Sightzinger claimed to have hoaxed a lot of these sightings. There were stories of a woman on the mountain, many people wanting to see the ghostly woman drive to Gordon to have a look for themselves. Sightzinger heard of this and felt it was his duty to make sure people saw something using mannequins and sheets. Why investigate a known hoax? We've had reports of cars shutting off, radios turning on, and many weird happenings on the road. Some folks claim to see something. I certainly believe that all hauntings the public has access to may have been hoaxed at one time or another. Does this mean it is all a hoax? Probably not. Somebody saw or heard something to get it all started. I agree with this because all rumors start with something real, right? So these people did an investigation into it. They described it as, the road that leads from Hextreville to Gordon is new, and it's not the road that the experiences are on. The new road is called Gordon Mountain Road. The stories are on the old road, called Mountain Road. Some say this road is no longer there, with developing a new highways put in the area. Part of the road is still there in the same part of the road that the experiences were on. The area where the woman's body was found is still there, untouched. We arrived at 9 PM, mounted video cameras on our vehicles and drove the road. We drove this road 6 times. We then walked the road. The road is not very long, about 2 miles. We then walked up to the area where the body was found. Not knowing the exact spot, we stopped at several areas to do some EVP work. They literally found nothing. They weren't able to capture or experience any paranormal events. Their vehicles had no change along the road. They captured nothing on the video cameras. Walking the road, they heard the usual nightlife sounds in the woods, nothing out of the ordinary. The EVP sessions even revealed nothing. Not even the old mountain road gave them nothing paranormal. Does it mean that there is something going on there? One investigation revealing nothing doesn't mean that there isn't something paranormal there. I do plan another investigation there. We know now the location where the body was found. And then you can email him if you do desire. Now there is a video that I found deep in YouTube. It was pretty hard to find, but I found it. And it was these people driving along the road, like that man was saying, and basically, they mounted a camera on the ground, put a torch with their car keys, everything next to it, and they were trying to communicate, and they started going off track. They started just talking about random stuff, and then something happened that was weird. The torch just turned on. They didn't realize for the first second or two, and then they were just like, "Oh yeah, see, look." And then they asked them to turn it off. She turns it off, and then she seems to. This is the moment I thought it was fake. It could be fake, but then she dimmed the light, which you have to press down like halfway on some torches to do that. Might be in a different torch, I'm not sure. But on some torches you only press down the button halfway to create a dim light, which is what happened. I don't know how they're going to fake that, but it could happen. So, what I was thinking was, this could be real, you know? The ghost could be real. So maybe that is why Rockstar put it in GTA. Maybe that is why it's in the game. Maybe they're trying to raise awareness for this myth. Maybe they're trying to show that it is real. Show that ghosts are real. They're out there. And that people don't know about this story, obviously. I've never seen any people on YouTube like talk about it or anything. So I thought my time is here. So that is what I found. That is all my findings. I hope it was interesting. If it was, leave a like. If you want to see more myths, subscribe and leave a comment on what myths you want me to cover. And that's all for me this time. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.